Welcome back to the Cryptogiant channel. As of right now, the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum have surged to meet the first technical price target for this ascending wedge pattern. I'll be discussing where Bitcoin and Ethereum could potentially go from here later in the video, so make sure you stick around until the end. To begin, I'd like to give you a brief rundown of what happened in the stock market today in the United States. You know that crypto prices are very correlated to what tech stocks are doing. The Nasdaq 100 index is shown in the daily time frame here. And as you can see, we've received an additional rejection from the golden resistance area today. We've had a number of big bottoms in the last few days, and over the previous several weeks, the stock market was running into this strong resistance. The RSI indicated that we were due to see a call-off. When it comes to a potential breakout or rejection, we generally needed to see additional confirmation in terms of price action. But now that we have that bearish signal from the golden pocket after yesterday's trading session, this means that a decline in the Nasdaq 100 index is now more likely, and as a long-term trader, you would know that crypto prices are very correlated to what tech stocks are doing. So if tech stocks start to look bearish and show some bearish signs, this can result in some bearish price action in crypto, and that's exactly what we have seen. The Bitcoin price has decreased significantly in the past day, which was foretold by Bollinger Band's indicator entering into a squeeze formation. From what I can tell based on previous examples, I thought we would have seen this movement maybe a few days later. Evidently, it occurred sooner than anticipated. The Bollinger Bands did, however, predict the days when there would be a volatile move. For example, when we broke support, the indicator showed that there would most likely be a move downwards. Even though the Bollinger Band is not specific about whether the movement will go up or down in terms of volatility, it just tells us we're due to see more volatility as we did in this last movement here. On the daily Bitcoin chart, take a look at the daily Bitcoin RSI. Obviously, we have this break to the downside in the daily Bitcoin RSI, which is obviously a bearish signal, telling us that we do to see more bearish price action. We had a break to the downside in the daily Bitcoin RSI, and of course, we broke to the downside from this bearish rising wedge pattern, which was also telling us that we are due to see bearish price action. Given that we've observed downtrending price action over the past few days and a break to the downside in the daily Bitcoin RSI, if we're considering the RSI, it's notable that we're approaching oversold territory. It's worth mentioning that this has happened a few times before and actually marked a local low for Bitcoin on the daily time frame. I'd like to emphasize, however, that the daily Bitcoin RSI isn't yet in oversold territory, which implies there's still room to fall. So now let's look at the 12-hour Bitcoin chart. What we can see here is that the rising wedge pattern is more apparent. The first technical price target for this rising wedge formation was anticipated to be reached at approximately $21,000 per Bitcoin. We did have a level between the breakdown and this technical price target on the 38.2% Fibonacci scale at around 22.5 thousandths. I thought that 21,000 would be the level of support. But I was wrong. As soon as we broke that number, there was a continuous drop down. That's precisely what happens. And now if we look at this golden pocket, it'll start appearing around 20.8K and climb up to approximately 21K. So in that price range, there is some support. And already, as of the time of filming this video, we're seeing a modest rebound around these prices, which indicates that we do at least have some support here. Based on this previous low, the main area of support I'm currently observing for Bitcoin is around 20,000. If we break that level of support, then we could dip down towards the 78.6% Fibonacci level at about 20,000. Anything below that would be considered a new low. If the Bitcoin price falls below 20,000, we could see it reach 19,000, which is the full technical target for this rising wedge pattern. Zooming into the 4-hour Bitcoin charts, and what we have right here is plainly the Bitcoin prices falling below this range of support that was forming at around 22,500, and as I stated previously, I expected perhaps some support near that price range and maybe a little bounce back up to that level before continuing with the bearish price trend. So when it comes to that, obviously I was wrong about that acting as some short-term supports, but if we simply look at the next lowest low in the Bitcoin price, that was back here at around 20.7K. As we've said previously, the support is a powerful short-term technical, which has been corroborated in recent weeks by several indicators. That's also where we discovered some short-term supports recently, as of this recording. Of course, that is also where the support comes into play because I just spoke about it on the 12-hour chart. So once again, I am looking at this range right now as support for Bitcoin. And as for resistance, if we do end up seeing a bit more of a bounce, then we should have some strong resistance around this area, which is around 22.5 thousand, and as you can see here, we are literally seeing some movement upward right now. Presently, the 4-hour timeframe's price oscillators, such as the RSI and MACD, are showing some slightly more bullish than bearish. They had confirmed a bullish reversal, but the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI, for example, after plunging well into oversold territories, is now making a move upward. We are currently little deep in oversold territory as of recording this video. And this sort of thing doesn't happen very often. It's a possible setup for a bullish divergence later on. Obviously right now, we don't have a bullish divergence, but with the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI reaching so low into oversold territory. If the Bitcoin price simply sees another small bounce and forms a slightly lower low, then it's very likely that the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI would actually form a higher low, because to get the RSI this low, we need to see a lot of bearish price action very fast. So I will be keeping an eye out for new developments in the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI, and obviously, I'll keep you updated in these videos and in real time over on our Telegram. As of now, the Bitcoin price looks little bearish than bullish in terms of immediate short-term trend. We have not confirmed a bullish reversal yet. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of these videos, if we zoom into the 12-hour Ethereum chart, we can see the rising wedge pattern. This confirms a break below the line of support at 1,870. And especially as we got that rejection that further confirmed the break to the downside, then that activated this technical price targets coming into play at around 1,600. And right now, as of recording this video, the price of Ethereum has pretty much exactly trading $1,628 after touching the $1,600 mark. So far, we're seeing a short-term bounce from that level of support. Anyhow, deep into the 12-hour Ethereum chart, and as I said, we had that technical price target of around 1,600. What if Ethereum confirms a break below 1,600? In fact, if we really break below this previous low at around 1,560. If that happened, it will be very likely that the price of Ethereum would continue to fall toward the full technical price target for this rising wedge pattern, which is around 1,400 at the bottom of the wedge. If we look at the 4-hour Ethereum charts in greater detail, however, we've already broken this short-term bullish trend. Ethereum recently hit a technical price target for an ascending broadening wedge pattern, which we broke below around 1,800. This means that we're more bearish at the moment. In the case where you don't know the technical price target for an ascending broadening wedge pattern, it's towards the base of the wedge toward the bottom of the wedge. We can also expect a price range that includes the previous resistance and support. This is a crucial range to keep an eye on in the near term, and this is coming into play in between around 1,560 and around 1,620 to 1,630. In other words, I'm predicting that the market will rise or stay level around here for a little while before continuing its trend. However, after something like that happens, if you're in, say, Ethereum breaks below this support level, I'll be looking at the low, which will come into play around 1,400. As I said before, the rising wedge pattern in the 12-hour time frame is likely to result in a price drop. The price oscillators for Ethereum on the 4-hour chart are displaying the same signals as Bitcoin. So the same for Bitcoin really applies right here as well when it comes to the 4-hour price oscillators. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, but anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.